Hello and welcome to Garblad Games. This is Vostok's Chance, the Garblad Games Scion game. Welcome back to episode 9 of Vostok's Chance. I'm Colin. In a moment we'll go and say who we all are, introduce everyone, say we're playing. But before we do, please do not forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, our podcasts if you're watching on YouTube, or YouTube if you're watching our podcasts. Discord, various things going on there, lots and lots and lots of discussions about maps at the moment, for those who are interested. Lots of cool stuff going on with artists doing art. Patreon, there's Adventure Location stuff. I think Pete's working on Adventure Location 5, I think, was the last I saw.
He's got his new, special Pete's podcast thing as well.
Yeah, for Patreons, yeah.
Yep.
Patreon podcast thing. And thank you, of course, to all of our patrons who are helping making all this stuff look more like a giant metallic spider.
It's getting a bit GLaDOS in here.
It is getting a little bit GLaDOS. If you, for anyone else, anyone at all who wants to get stuff, we have stuff on Redbubble, we have stuff on Drive-Thru RPG. Yes, so buy stuff, provide money.
And we're probably
Money
going
makes
to do
stuff
some
better.
giveaways in the not too distant future.
I think there's some giveaways already.
I think there's one on the Twitter. Or was that finished? And then there's a couple more coming up, so keep your eyes open, you never know.
I do like
All news to me.
toys.
Awesome. Free stuff. So, right, let's get started.
Hi, I'm John. I'm playing Maria, and I'm a Scion XP Totec.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm playing Edward Percival, and I'm a Scion of Odin.
I'm Sam, not Lisa, playing Lisa, and she is a Scion of Nazar.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Ricky, and I'm playing a Scion of Tsukiyomi.
Hi, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Herman Haller, who is a Scion of Balder.
Right, so we last left the party having
Rescued
actually
stuff.
remembered to check the other buildings. Thankfully, I was really worried you were about to walk off without checking the other building.
Burn 'em.
Discovered some drugged up, some very heavily sedated soldiers, and some more kidnapped people. So you have a few kidnapped people in your care, in a military base that you have no right to be in.
I think we should call it an international
Illinois.
incident.
I could say we almost have a divine right to be here.
Good luck arguing that in a
Does that mean if we do burn the place down, it's an act of God?
Yes.
For insurance purposes, yes.
So the US Army won't be claiming that.
Right. So
I always say it was aliens, because you can get insured for aliens in America.
awesome.
Okay.
I'm sure the insurance companies are quite happy to insure
Yeah,
against things that cannot be proven.
like Bigfoot.
Yes. So yes, you are. As I say, you're in Pekin. Well, you're just outside of a place called Pekin in Illinois. You have half a dozen people slowly coming around. You also have some audio tapes that were hidden in a secret webbed-up compartment of a secret webbed-up room.
And the security footage from the CCTV.
Oh yes, and the security footage.
You did a good investigation.
Well, we found stuff.
We looked at it.
It's a start.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, we need to
Get the hell out of Dodge.
get the people out here.
Yes, but we were apprehensive about using the boat because Spider turned into billions of spiders and went in the water.
We'll be fine.
Equal volume of spiders. Also, some of the people you're trying to persuade to go to the boat don't like the idea of boat. Because giant spider ran towards the water.
That's fine, they can stay here.
But we determined that the vehicles weren't marked, didn't we? They were just
Civilian vehicles.
civilian
Vehicles were sort of private vehicles. Not
Yeah.
necessarily, strictly, probably not.
Not military vehicles.
Yes. Yes, they're civilian vehicles, not necessarily civilians' vehicles.
We guess that they probably belong to the cards, but not necessarily. However, it does mean that we might not have to hotwire them if they have the keys in their pockets.
Can we check their check their pockets for the keys?
Check their key pockets. Yes, you can check their key pockets.
Where else would you keep your keys?
Yeah.
My key flap. It's just there. Sorry.
Yes, you can find some keys. That'll be a thing. You can find at least one of them has some keys. One of them has some keys. You don't know where the keys for the other car are. At least not quickly.
So, what is the plan here? Are you going to leave these guys here? Because I was just going to take the boat.
That was my plan. Get on the boat and get it out of here.
You have 6 people, 1 corpse, 5 of you. It wasn't a particularly large boat.
It was only a small Zodiac, wasn't it? So.
We can't leave it here, though.
Well, there's
No.
probably space
We'll
for
get
like
the
1 or
rental
2
back.
extras, but not like
Not
5.
yeah.
6.
You can't, it's not really.
Might I suggest that we...
A dozen people, including a corpse.
put
Borrow?
No, might I suggest that we put the corpse in the boat? We don't really want to be driving that back towards the town.
Depends where you want it to go. Might be better in the boot of the car.
I'm just thinking if we get pulled over.
Yeah, well, we're going to hand the rental boat back.
Well, no, it's not. We bought the boat.
We brought a boat.
You what?
Well, it's only a little boat. It didn't cost a lot.
No, it did not.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's not like a yacht. It's a dinghy.
I have one of those. They're expensive.
Not surprised.
It is just a dinghy.
I suggest we move the civilians who don't want to go via boat,
Back.
via the car.
That's
And then
true.
I suggest we burn this place to the ground.
Yes.
And, if they really squeezed in, how many civilians could we get in the car? Like laying across their laps on the back type thing.
Is
Depends
it
on the
an
car.
SUV or is it like a...
Make a legend roll, somebody. How lucky are you feeling?
I rolled a 10. How many do I roll? 3.
Legend.
Oh, 1, 2.
2 successes on 3 dice. It's a reasonably sized
It's a
car.
minivan.
So
Just throw them in.
you have. Let's see. You could probably fit them all in if one of them drove. It would be a real squeeze on the back. But given that one of them is 10, he's not that big. So
Okay, and where are they going?
with strategic placing of the larger people, the
Because,
the 2
obviously,
adult men
your
at the
sister
front.
probably has some things
Do any
to
of these
say
guys
to
know
you,
the local area?
But aren't the rest of them from, everywhere?
Although
no,
actually, one of the adult men is probably not that large because he's Japanese and they tend to be smaller.
I was hoping that we would question most of these people as to where they come from.
Are any of them local?
Okay, so if you're actually spending a little while talking to them, it is not going to take you and anyone else who's paying attention very long to notice some associations. Like the little boy who says his name is Ezra Moses. The the older lady. The older lady
Oh, the
takes
Spanish lady, she's
the older Spanish lady takes a little bit more
Persuasion.
not persuasion, but a little bit more knowledge to draw out to spot the relevant link.
Mhm.
But basically, there's a lot of linked names as they come round.
All their mums are called Martha.
Not quite,
Oh.
but
My mum's called Martha.
Ezra Moses, you will spot Miss Moses, Daliana Moses, the pissed off quartermaster. Christopher Beers wakes up. Middle-aged guy. Natane South, the middle-aged Native American lady.
I see.
The one who isn't as obvious just from the name is the Japanese guy, but once you start putting things together and sort of going, right, so you're linked to this person, you're linked to this person, the only person we've not got down now is
Grumpy makeup guy.
the grumpy makeup guy. It's his boyfriend. So that then becomes...
I think our characters are actually doing this as we're going as well.
So yes, once you've actually got the rest of the links, he hadn't mentioned his boyfriend because he didn't know it was
Yeah,
important.
to be fair, I'd also forgotten all of the original people's names because
Yes.
it's been a good few months.
It has been a while, but your
My
character has
character's got
perfect
idea.
memory.
He'd be like, yes.
Well, mystery solved. Good job,
Well,
gang.
not really. I mean, we
Back
found
to the
them, but
hotel
we
for
don't know
Scooby
who
snacks.
took them or how they got here.
Well,
or if they're
I
coming
think
back
I think
or...
we can make an educated guess who's taken them or who has at least organised the taking of them.
Lex
Yeah,
Luthor.
So where do we keep them safe for now? And how do we keep them safe?
Well, I can make some calls. I have some people I trust.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to call James Bond?
James Bond isn't real.
Oh, I'm aware.
Not quite James Bond, maybe a few old friends of mine.
If you're really be protecting the Queen.
Yes.
Yes. I've got some old army buddies that I trust to get her out of the country.
You just your sister or everyone here?
Well, if everybody needs protecting, then I guess everybody.
Right. Are any of them willing to go on the boat? Because we kind of want one of us to drive the car.
Can't his sister go on the boat with him?
No offence, I'm not putting my sister back in danger.
Okay,
She's got her
then
out.
you drive the car, the sister can go with you, and that one pointing at a random person, you're coming on the boat.
Roll a die, see who you just pointed at.
Japanese guy.
5.
No. Spanish lady might.
It's the Spanish lady.
Say to her in Spanish, she has to go on the boat with us.
El Voto.
No, the person who spent a few years in Mexico can
Mexico.
speak.
I will say,
No.
in Spanish, I can't do Spanish with an Australian accent.
Assume he's speaking Spanish in an Australian accent.
God's honest truth, you'll be fine on the boat with us.
Okay. Fine. Where were you putting Chitrita's poor sister?
In the boot of the car?
No, in the boat. I'm not having a dead body in the back of the car.
In the river.
I think she might want her sister's body back.
Ah. Well, you never found it. Just tell her we never found it. Throw it in the river.
I think the poor girl would like some clothes.
I'm struggling to care. Can we just go?
Okay, so
I'll
the
try and
body's
find
in
a
the
tarp or
boat.
something.
We'll put a. There's got to be a tarp or
Body
something around.
in the boat. The rest of you are getting in the car and driving.
No, only.
So
Ed's
you're getting in the
car.
car and driving with a lot of people crammed in.
Stop for a chicken.
We'll meet you where we left the other car.
Good idea.
Okay.
So rather than in town.
What about the guards?
They'll wake up eventually.
Yeah, they'll wake up.
Put them in the guard box.
You've already done that bit.
Okay.
You dump them in the guard box, kind of. They're going to wake up and wonder what the hell they're doing there.
They're going to wake up to ashes because I'm burning this place to the ground.
That's probably a bad idea.
Burning the water tanks could be quite hard.
Yeah,
Not the water tanks I want to burn.
They are metal and
Also, if you start burning things, that's going to attract a lot of attention.
Yeah, but we'll be gone by the time that attention gets here.
Also,
How much do you want to piss off the US Army?
aren't we gonna, guys, do we wanna, I mean, whatever's going on here, we didn't start it, do we wanna clear up the mess for them?
That's what I'm saying.
I just don't want proof I was here. I'm fine with them knowing that all this weird spider shit's going on.
I don't want the spider to strike again.
I also don't
Spider's
want the
not
spider
here.
to strike again.
Yeah, the spider's gone. If we burn this, it'll just make a nest somewhere else.
Fair enough. It's a democracy. I've been outvoted. I'm getting in the car. And I toddle off to the car.
All right, I'm going to walk back
Okay.
down towards the boat.
I'm going to the boat as well.
well, things we established that none of the rest of you are fitting in the car, so yeah. Okay, you toddle off towards the car with your group of traumatised ducklings in tow.
Oh, wait. My dogs turn back into stones and jump into my hands, and I put them in my pocket.
Because that would be awkward. I had forgotten that they were.
They were
No,
out
you just
still.
wind the window down.
Yes, but where would they sit? They are giant.
On whoever they wanted.
No, they
Oh,
were. I
they'd be
don't think
so
they fit in the car.
That's the point.
That'd be
They
so
probably
fluffy,
would fit,
If there was no one else.
but no one else would.
The 10-year-old would probably fit in the boot.
The 10-year-old would probably fit in the wolf.
That's true.
Anyway, the wolves jump back towards me and turn into stones, and I catch them.
Everyone stares at that. Well, these guys may or may not, but all the civilians are staring.
Well, they probably would have been staring at the massive frigging wolves.
They were, so to an extent, they were staring at the massive fuck of wolves, and then the wolves just disappeared and turned into an amulet.
Just claim it was a magic trick.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, you
Just tell them the
guys have
truth.
been through a lot.
Their god is a lie, the old gods are real, everything you know is worthless.
I'm sure that would be fine then.
You lot, fortunately, have wandered off a different way at this point.
So you need to deal with them, and you're not our problem.
So you need to deal with that.
I tell him to get in the car.
Who have you got?
Everyone except Spanish lady.
You've got everyone expects Spanish lady. So, Christopher Beers, his response to this, he stares a moment and goes, I didn't see that. And he's just going with, I can't deal with this, I didn't see that.
The kid thinks it's awesome.
The kid thinks it's freaking awesome. It is like, wow, that was amazing. Yeah.
I give him a little smile and go, you can have a go sometime. He's a kid. He's well excited. And I want him to forget the fact that he was trapped by a giant spider creature.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Who else did you have?
My sister.
You had your sister.
Her boyfriend. Husband.
What?
No, her boyfriend's dead. He
Her
got
boyfriend's
shot.
dead.
No!
The other one.
The boyfriend
The
of the
dude.
makeup, the Japanese
Yeah.
guy,
The
who
Japanese
doesn't
chap.
speak English or understand
No, he
English.
does.
Oh, no, he does.
He does.
He
He just
was.
hasn't spoken it yet, has
No,
he?
no, he did.
Oh, yeah, eventually
Because he was
said he
swearing-
wanted to
because he
go
was-
both.
He was
Speak-
panicking in Japanese because Japanese is his native language,
Yeah.
and so the guy who spoke Japanese happened to be the one carrying him off, and so spoke to him in Japanese, and then after a little while,
Spoken English.
Spoke-
hasn't he?
Yeah, it was when I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
talking
they
to him, I
both
asked him
switched to
where he was from, and then it came out he lived in America, and I switched to English.
but yeah, they're both fluent in both languages. So
Yeah.
So yes, he does speak English. He's what? He's trying to stop. What?
I just told him to get in the car. Get in the damn car.
Come with me if you want to leave.
I wanted to say that.
Get down!
Say,
who else
sir,
have we
please get in the
got?
car.
Please tell me the model of the car is a chopper. Get us a chopper!
Isn't that a
It's a-
motorbike?
I think we
It's
did
a
this.
slang
Style
term for
of
We did this
motorbike.
at the
yeah.
Mocha Bar already.
And the Native American lady looks at you, frowns, shrugs, gives you a nod, and goes get in the car.
You know, her old belief, that's some spirit animals.
Yep, probably.
Like, okay then.
Unless she, believes in the Norse pantheon and
Yeah.
something, or who knows. But yeah, you can make that assumption. It may or may not be correct. Yeah. You'll manage to get people. How would your sister react to that? I'm not quite sure how your sister would react to.
I would imagine she would also find it very odd because it's not something that obviously they know about. It's not like I've gone around telegraphing to my family and going, by the way, my dad is not my real dad. Odin's my dad. And so she's just going to... Obviously,
Yeah, okay.
she's probably going to have questions about it, but she's just going to do what she's told.
Need answering.
But she probably wants to get out of here rather than asking the questions right now.
She's definitely having a what the hell.
We'll
know
be
what, let's
talking
just-
about this later kind of look, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an older sister would look at a younger brother and go... Exactly.
Yes, we'll get out of here because oh my god, our boyfriend is dead.
Yeah.
There's been this dead
There was a
girl,
giant
there was
spider
a giant
thing.
spider
Yeah.
thing, and but what's with the wolves? Later, but
Later.
what's with the wolves? Okay, cool, right.
I'm just then going to get in the car and drive silently to where the other car is, where we parked it earlier. I'm not even engaging in conversation. I'm actually
right.
pretty banged up at the moment as well. Like
Yes,
I'm actually.
right. So, it's when you said drive silently, I was pausing for a moment of.
No,
What
the
have
car
you
does
done
make
to this
noise.
car?
Stealth car!
Oh no! As in, I'm
As in he's
yeah,
driving in
like-
silence.
yeah, I'm driving in silence. The radio's gone on a little bit, but I'm also actually in a lot more pain than I'm letting on because I got whacked by Maria.
Radio playing inappropriate songs.
You got hit very hard with Maria.
Exactly.
Gwen Stefani, Spiderwebs.
Change.
Yes, that's a good song, but not really something you want to be playing right
No, yeah. So I'm just going to cruise down to the other car and wait for the others to turn up.
now. Okay.
Stockholm Syndrome by Muse won't be out yet. Also not out yet. Oh god, Drowning Pool, the fact that's the name of the band makes that worse.
People Soup. Be a
People
great
Soup.
band name.
People Soup
It's
would
a
be
bit
a
more
good
pop
name.
punk though. Anyway.
What if God was one of...
Yes, that's on. I'm just going to say that's on.
That's
anyway.
on, yeah.
At least for some of the drive, that's on.
Okay.
Just because. So yes, so you're driving. You've managed. You're coming out. You are actually pulling out as you see a police car is pulling in.
Okay. So
So-
has it tried to signal me down or anything?
Yeah, I mean the guy before he sees what's presumably before he sees what's going on, he just kind of sort of sticks his hand out to. Whoops. I think everyone's still in focus. Sticks his hand out to sort of wave you down.
Okay. I pull over slightly and wind the window down ever so slightly. Evening, officer.
He is a little bit confused because that isn't the accent he was expecting to hear. Everything all right? No, we heard some sounded like gunfire.
Oh no, everything's up okay there, sir. No issues.
He doesn't get to double those. However, it's not going to be difficult for him to see that you have a car full of random people.
Make him feel awkward. Say you're coming back from an orgy.
There's a 10-year-old in the back of the car.
I thought he was in the boot.
Yeah, that would be a surefire way of getting him arrested.
Don't say that. That was the wrong thing to
Do
say.
not say.
You're coming back from a wedding.
Okay. That was a dice roll of, and is it a black officer? Black saying, yes, well, I come back from an orgy and there's this black 10-year-old kid in the back.
Oh, God.
No, that is not.
Not saying that.
No, I'm definitely not saying that.
That'd be good. That's a good thing to not say. Right, yes. What's going on, sir? Can I see some ID?
Of course you can. And I reach into my thing and get my passport out.
Oh, he might have shot you if you reached into your pocket.
I know. I signal it,
right.
but knowing full well that this is America, I tell the officer that I'm reaching into my bag, which I had my rucksack when we went into the thing. It has my passport in it.
Please step. Yeah, sorry. This is America. I'm being far too nice with the
Yeah,
American police
Please step
officer.
out. Please step out.
Sorry, I'm too used to thinking about how a British police officer would probably at least start off being polite and also, yes. So he would ask you to get out the car. He'd want to see ID.
Yeah.
He'd want to see everyone's ID. Most people don't have ID because
because
They've
this
been kidnapped.
they've been kidnapped.
You're going to have to kill him.
We were on a fishing trip and we lost our bags. They fell in the lake.
Yeah, that's not going to hold up very long.
Do you have
because
epic manipulation?
several people
I do have
here
epic
are-
manipulation.
Ah,
I'm going to attempt to
manipulate
manipulate him. Yeah.
Say you're
Okay.
British and therefore better.
No, I'm not going to do that. However,
That definitely won't result
I'm going
in a shooting.
I'm going to do that same thing that Jeremy Clarkson did on Top Gear, and I'm going to point out the bit of my passport.
This
that
could
says
go
he
wrong.
should assist me under the order of Her Majesty.
Ah! Clever girl.
And he should assist me in my passing. And I'm going to attempt to manipulate him to get me to leave me alone.
Clever girl.
See, when you start a sentence with, I'm going to
To
do
be
what
fair, it
Jeremy
does.
Clarkson did, I'm not filled with confidence.
it works.
I think you should use some
Needs
willpower.
more power!
Use some willpower.
Jump back in the car, floor it, and hope that no one who isn't bulletproof gets shot on the way out.
After writing something incredibly offensive on the side of the car.
I'm going to ask him for a steak and then punch him when he says no.
Anyway, let's right. So you're
Roll some dice.
going to roll some dice.
Believe in yourself.
Some.
That's
At least three?
Three.
that's
3, 4 of my epic.
Yeah, nice.
awesome.
Not bad.
Okay. So what you're just trying to persuade him?
I'm just trying to persuade him that we're
You
kind
don't
of...
need to see my identification.
No. I'm just saying, I'm trying to
He
persuade...
needs to help him out.
What I'm
It's
actually
other
trying to
people
do
you're
is just
looking
trying to say, look, we're just finishing along where they haven't got their bags and stuff with them, and we're just trying to get back home and so on and so forth, and just basically
sir,
trying to look over the fact that there's a kid in the car.
This is a military base, and you have a child in the car.
Oh, crap. This is not going well.
Don't feed him to your dogs.
My dogs are away, which is bloody lucky at the moment.
Because that would have got
Then I ask him if they heard shooting why they've only sent one officer up to investigate it.
Don't make it look like he's a fool.
No, I'm just asking.
No, but then he'll shoot you. This is America.
He is at this point. So he's basically he's asked you to stand against the car and all that. He has drawn a gun.
Okay,
He is keeping an eye on you as he leans into his car to radio for some more vehicles because.
Excellent. Is he watching me as he radios the car?
Yes. Well, as far as he can. I mean, he's not.
I don't want to do anything to a police officer. It's not what we do.
While he's trying to radio the other
The rest of you get in the boat and
Could
poodle
you
off.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're not going to see any of this. So
No.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singing Whistling Steamboat Willie as we're going on.
we are sailing.
So he's radioing for more vehicles, is he now?
He's radioing for more vehicles.
What? Just because I asked him why they've sent one officer up?
No, he's radioing for more vehicles because he
there's a
has
guy
a load of very
who's covered in
suspicious
blood.
people.
I'm covered in my own blood.
Yes,
And
that's not a good
Bits
argument.
of other people's gloop. You stink of
People.
Oh yeah, stink of people as
you
well.
stink of people soup.
You do
Oh,
stink of corpse.
Probably should have.
There's some yeah.
How does Mr. Lying not have lying knacks?
I mean, I rolled
Mr.
well.
Lyman.
enough.
He's like the god of manipulation.
Mystic doesn't help me here. does it?
Odin is
Daddy.
Edward.
Less so.
Less
It's not
so.
Edward's character
You need-
for lying.
you need
He's not very good
Thomas.
at it as well.
Anyway,
Knack.
yeah. So
would Mystic help me here at all?
unfortunately, what?
Would Mystic help me
Probably
here as well?
not.
Mystic allows you to ask questions about things that are going on, what has happened.
But I can't use it in
What
any way
is
to
going
influence
on?
this man to leave me alone.
You cannot use it to influence this man to leave you alone. Unfortunately, while you rolled well,
The situation I present to him isn't very good.
the situation. Yeah, we're just coming back from work. They don't have their bag. That you've got lots of people,
Including a 10-year-old.
including a 10-year-old, crammed into this car. None of whom are going to do a very good impression of a military engineer.
Then in which case, I allow the officer to detain me and the people in the vehicle.
That was a good move.
Yeah,
We'll
there's no
see
point.
you in the next episode.
There's no point in resisting at this point. At this point in time, I'm the only one that can prove who I am. They can't prove who I am. This is only going to end up with people getting shot or me getting in a fight with a police
Oh,
officer.
that's very
Or
courageous.
having to kill a police officer, and that is definitely not Edward's way. So,
No, I wasn't driving the car.
yes, I'm glad you
We're all
know.
glad that Maria wasn't driving the car.
She would have just bottled the police officer and then driven
No,
off.
she would have shot him because she's got a gun now.
Yes, everyone forgets that Maria has the gun.
Yeah. So
Okay, yes.
Yeah,
But
at
she
this
would have
point-
shot the police officer and driven off.
At this point in time,
Which would have been a
I
great
explained
way
to
to
the officer that I rescued all these people from the facility, and he can arrest me and take me to the station.
Clever girl. He might be a crook.
You rescued all of these people from a US Army base. I'm sure that's going to go well.
You could say I could show you the evil spider webs.
To be fair, at this stage, there's a load of panicking people. The kid is probably helping to an extent the rescue story, at least not in the sense that he believes it, but in the sense of he will get everyone rounded up, taken to the cells, actually properly questioned, figure out what the hell is going on, and not starting a firefight.
Yeah, that's my exact goal right now. It's not to start a firefight.
Not starting a firefight. We're not starting a running firefight with the police.
With the local police force, which then turns into, it just escalates.
Turns into a bloodbath, and all the people you're trying to save end up
end
dead.
up dead. Exactly that. That's and I'm just thankful
That's
that
a Tuesday.
I don't have the dead body in my car. At the moment, that's all I'm thankful for. And also,
Oh, God, that would be awful.
yeah, that would have been
And
really
you don't
awful.
have any guns on you.
And I don't have any guns on me.
And we left no evidence
you
of
have
a
a
gun.
pen?
Exactly that. In terms of
He
reason,
has a very ornate statue, I believe.
he does indeed. It doesn't look like anything other than an ornate statue. So, at the moment in time,
For some reason, he's carrying around a very ornate statue of Odin.
yeah, very lovely ornate statue of Odin.
Because
They
Odin's
confiscate that and the police
got the same narcissistic thing that a lot of gods have. Sure, I'll give. If I'm going to give my, sure, I'll make it of me because.
Yes, at the moment there's actually no evidence of any wrongdoing or foul play. So
Apart from the fact you stink of corpse.
I just
corpse
stink,
soup.
don't I? I just say I was in a sewer.
Of specifically corpse.
You stink of corpse soup.
But
Rotting
if they can't-
bodies is a
if they can't
To be
find-
fair, so will probably they.
So will everyone. But
Yeah,
there's a stench
They all
of corpse
smell
soup.
together.
yeah. So
not good.
Fishing ship went down the storm drain. Bad idea.
yeah.
Water treatment plant. Bad idea.
So I'll just get to the police station and then just I'll allow them to detain
Okay.
us.
I
Yeah.
hope all the
More
windows
police
are
turn
open.
up.
That's all I'm going to
They
say.
take you to the police station. There is much. Oh my god! Do we really have to put these people in our cars? Because oh my god.
We stink.
There's at least one police officer who has to
Loses their lunch.
who loses their lunch.
I totally forgot we stank of this stuff as well. It's
Yeah.
been on us for so long.
Smell of death.
Just got used to it.
Yeah.
Dead body smell is instinctual.
Why do you suppose I wanted to go on the boat?
Not an enclosed space.
Didn't even notice it.
Basically, the people who've been in the space have just been
Numb to it a little bit.
they are saturated with it. They probably threw up inside the cocoons a bit, but
Lovely. Oh,
So they
it's
smell of
kinda
dead
grim.
people and vomit. Lovely.
there's only so much they can do. You have epic stamina.
Oh yeah.
So I also communicate to everyone to not resist, to just do as they all ask, and when it comes to it, just tell them
Funnily enough,
and tell them the truth.
people don't. None of the American citizens are particularly keen on resisting the armed police officers.
I know, but what I think, just to
Also,
reassure them.
if you've been kidnapped and then you're suddenly in police custody, that's probably enough.
Yeah, exactly that. So
Yeah. You know, going from being kidnapped to being in police custody is probably a good thing. Right, you will be taken to the local police station in a number of vehicles, with much complaining about putting people who stink of corpse in their vehicles. But hey, and then things will happen. You will get questioned.
I
We'll
call the embassy.
The British Embassy.
No, the Norse one. Dad!
No, I call,
Not that like Norwegian or Scandinavian. No. I am calling.
I call the British embassy,
I'm calling the Azir Embassy.
and I ask them to send one of their advocates over.
Can you imagine that? Hello, Azir Embassy. Hold, please.
Yeah, so I call the British embassy because
Funnily enough, no, there is not an Azir Embassy.
Mr. Odin's not available at the moment. Can I take a message?
so they can take me to the station, but I will call the British embassy.
Yeah. Yes, and your sister is also kind of in a. Can I have a
Shower.
lawyer? Shower, lawyer, both.
Priorities.
Can I have a shower while you're getting me a lawyer?
It's a very specialist lawyer.
We don't need to ask for lawyers. We have lawyers, so it wouldn't be an issue for us.
Wouldn't there be
Well, to be fair, it's either she wants her phone call because she wants to get
A damn good lawyer.
a lawyer arranged. Yes,
Yeah.
she's just about
phone call.
holding things together enough. Largely on the aristocracy thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to sit in the cell now and
Yes.
wait to be questioned.
So
Wait, we
I'm going to
rescue
flip to
you
the other guys because, the car doesn't show up. I'll come back to you and
Oh yeah, don't worry about
and
me.
we'll see what happens because it kind of you've got a little while before.
Yeah.
You can have chilled out, have some food. Have a
Right.
shower.
To be fair, given how much
How long do we wait?
how much
what you
we
guys do.
currently stink, I'm probably gonna get a fire going. And
A fire going in the hotel.
No,
No,
because
we're
we
at the
were
car.
we were waiting for the car, so I'm going to get a fire going,
At where you left the car, which was like,
and
in the water.
I'm going to start taking off my outer layers and basically washing them in the
In the water.
in the lake,
And hoping you don't get eaten by a spider.
and then kind of hang them near the fire.
Right. Guys, so we have the body with us, yeah?
Yeah, it's in the boat, wrapped up in them.
Now, as much as we'd like to return this body to his family,
You're
I'm
not there.
thinking it's going to be difficult to get this thing across the country. Should we just give it a proper burial here?
I mean, I could ask it.
What?
You could what?
Well, there's a lingering presence. I could ask them if they're all right with us. You know,
You can talk to ghosts.
Sure.
yes, I talk to dead people.
Um,
They're usually far much more interesting than the living.
Oh, hang on, we've got the Spanish lady
yeah.
with us. I forgot that.
So, has anyone thought of maybe, I don't know,
Just calling
calling the
it
police?
in? Yeah.
And telling them what? That
Thank
there's a
you.
giant spider?
And
No,
telling them that a load of people were kidnapped and held in the place, and you were... I don't know how you even found us, but you found us somehow. Great, wonderful, brilliant, thank you. And one of the people you found was dead. You know, yes, we didn't want to leave the corpse behind because we thought we didn't know what was going to happen there and stuff was going on and fine, but seriously, I'm not sure where in this you've done something illegal.
Apart from the going there.
Yeah, the entering a military.
Yeah.
The entry...
Breaking into a military base. No, I don't want to get deported.
Okay.
I also don't want to get deported.
Stealing a car.
I didn't steal a car.
Also, does anyone have a phone?
Yeah, hang on.
Can I possibly phone my son?
I will hand her my phone.
Because, yeah.
Here you go, have a 90s mobile.
No.
No, it's a...
This isn't the 90s, this isn't the 70s. This is sort of
my
80s,
my
70s,
phone is very
whatever they
modern. It's about that big.
Can you play Snake on it?
Yes.
Ah, great phone.
were.
Top 10
I think
phones.
Snake was out on that one.
Yeah, let's take
Probably.
Snake was out in
Yeah, I
ours.
think so.
Yeah, the 3210 comes out
Yeah.
slightly after.
Pretty sure I had
It
Snake
was,
on my
it was
phone as
literally
well,
the model
which would
before the
be-
3210.
It was the earlier Nokia.
I can't remember what it's called.
Or we
Hello,
could leave
Martel.
you here with her and just... You can do that. And we can go.
If you really... Sure, I
Ju-
can tell the police that I was rescued by some mysterious people who then disappeared, and I don't know where they've gone. Which would actually be the truth.
Once you're done with
See?
that, I need to.
Easy.
I should probably try and call Top Hat, see if he's around.
Maybe I
It's taking longer than I would have thought.
shouldn't do it with one of your phones.
I doubt they can track phones in the 90s, can they?
Hang on, I'm gonna text Top Hat.
Okay.
Dude.
No, can I get her a
Yeah,
phone?
no,
You need-
I know, but I don't know that.
Your phone goes off in a
In a bag.
locker somewhere.
Well,
Okay, so we're not too far from, you know...
So yes, she's
stuff.
she's phoned. There is
You find her a
some
payphone?
speaking in Spanish.
what did she say? Anything interesting? Anything I need to
The
know?
two of you speak
Yeah.
Spanish. Nothing particularly. More wrong. There's a yes. It really is. Yes, it's me. Yes. Shut the hell up and listen. But you get the sense there was a lot of blabber, blabber, blabber at the other end where she was trying to get a word in edgeways before she just resorted to just shut up.
Be silent, whelp.
Yeah, something like that. And yeah, she will end up saying, basically she's going to tell him what's happened. Roughly, she's not going to say who you guys are,
We got away with it.
but she is going to say that she's, some people turned up and seem to have rescued everyone, and she's not with all the others, but they got in the car and went away. So yeah, and that they've got everyone but some poor girl out. But yes, and then then there'll be some more shouting at the other end, and then she'll tell them to shut up again, and then she'll tell them where they are, or at least the town.
I'm going to throw pebbles in the lake.
And then she'll finally actually look. She'll get off the
I might
phone.
hit.
Might hit the spider with that.
Yeah.
She'll hand you the phone and mutter something like, "Children." You know she's talking about a guy in his 30s.
Yeah. But I'm sure Ricky's mum would probably say something similar. Okay. To be fair, calling the cops might not be the worst idea.
Well, no.
Doesn't need to necessarily be all of us. I don't mind doing it.
Cool. I will be at the hotel. See you
Well,
guys later.
I can drop you guys back there, and then I'll. I'm assuming you wouldn't mind testifying to say that we freed you,
Yeah.
because I don't want to get arrested.
I can tell them what happened. What they do with it, I can't.
All right. Well, I can hope. I'll text Ed again, unaware that he won't be able to read it. Basically saying,
He's already
going
doing
to
this.
the police station, bringing one of them with me, and then I'll do exactly what I said. I'm gonna drop these guys off unless anyone particularly wants to come to the police station with me.
Well,
Okay.
especially I want to shower, and I wasn't even in there.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna smell more smoky now than anything.
Yep. Yeah, probably.
I'll go back to the hotel.
Cool. Okay, so you three go back to the hotel. You're going to the police station with
Well,
the
you know,
Hispanic lady and the
if
corpse.
Yes.
If they do arrest him and stuff, and then the other guys find out where he is, then he'll be in trouble. We'll need to get him out, so we shouldn't be there, so that we can go and get him.
It's a sound plan.
So we're all going to move rooms in the hotel so no one knows where we are.
But well, then how would anyone find us?
Text.
Right.
That sounded better in my head.
What's that about?
I'm gonna think about it. It's fine.
Okay. Right. Yes. So you're just driving up to the police station with the corpse in the car. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm not going to remove the corpse and carry it in. I'm just going to drive up to the police station.
I have a corpse in my car. Don't worry, I'm not an American.
Don't worry, I'm a diplomat. I've got diplomatic immunity. If only I could try and convince them of that.
I tried to convince him with my passport.
Although then they might say it's just been revoked and shoot me.
Only the State Department can do that. So.
It's just been revoked.
That's definitely not a lethal weapon reference. Right, okay, yeah, I'm just going to walk into the police station with, I forget the Hispanic lady's name.
So do I.
I will walk in with her.
Adriana Teresa Benito.
I will walk in with Adriana.
Yes.
And just walk up to the desk. Assuming there is one.
Yes, there was a desk. There was a guy who is looking a bit.
Thank you.
Bored.
Ill.
No, less bored than you might expect for midnight in
So there's
small
a funny
town America.
smell.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there probably is a funny smell.
she'll probably stink. Alright, do I smell this people soup?
I don't know whether you smell the people's soup. How good's your perception?
I wouldn't.
Not particularly good.
Actually, to be fair, she probably somewhat smart, though she's probably made an effort to clean
I
herself up
believe,
while all this
2 successes.
waiting and talking was going on, because
Young plot.
I got 2.
probably not enough to smell
Okay.
the people soup.
To be fair, I'm probably used to it from being around the others. Yeah, I'm just going to stroll up to the desk.
Okay.
G'day.
There is looks like a relatively junior young man behind the desk.
I'd like to report a crime.
Of course, sir. Sure. What's the problem? What's happened?
There was an incident at the water treatment facility down the road, and we went in, and there were people that were captive, including this lady here. And unfortunately, one of the people that we'd found was deceased. There were, I can't remember. Ricky will remember how many there were. People that we'd recovered, because he's got an eidetic memory.
There were a total of 6 living, 1 dead.
Okay, including this lady here, there were 6 people that we managed to pull out of the tanks where they were being held.
Right, sir. I'm going to need to call someone from the office. Please wait here.
Yeah, sure.
Just. And he kind of leans to one side to
To press the silent alarm.
something like that. Yes, except not quite. And a rather more senior officer, an older gentleman, comes out of the back reasonably quickly. Yeah, you're waiting a couple of minutes or whatever.
Yeah, I'll just wait patiently.
The
Probably strolling around reading whatever's on the walls.
the officer at the desk is looking a lot more nervous than you are. Right. What we got? Names?
My name is Ricky Nakatomi. And this is, I will say her name, which
Let her introduce
Adriana,
herself.
whatever
Adriana Teresa Benita.
that.
I've got it written down. Yeah. Right. And you're involved in the break-in and the...
Whoa. We didn't break in.
Or did we? We did.
So... You just walked into a US Army Corps of Engineers facility.
It looked like something was amiss, so we went in there to check on everyone, make sure everyone was all right. We found 2 guards unconscious. They're still there. You should probably go check on them. That's why I'm here, to make sure that they're okay. There were... I will list off the descriptions of the living people. And unfortunately, there was one that was passed away. And I brought them here for you. So, I think they're...
You brought the deceased here. Where are they?
They're in the car. And I will offer him the keys.
You will take the keys, yell out back for a couple of people to come deal with this.
Yeah? Okay.
You get the impression he's quite tired. He very nearly says something very inappropriate. Deal with this.
Slag.
Yes, he doesn't. He cuts himself off sharp as you realise. You get the impression he's rather tired. And he nearly said something he really shouldn't have done. Throws the keys to one of the officers who comes out. He'll say to them, "There's a body in the car." Peers out the front. Okay, the car.
It's wrapped in a tarpaulin because it's not really a pleasant thing handling a deceased person. I've never done it before.
Right, we are going to, at the least, we're going to need statements from you.
That's fine. That's why I came here. because this is a matter for yourselves and the people that I'm with. I'm not sure where some of them are. They were supposed to meet up and we were all going to come down here, but I haven't been able to find him. And he's not answering his phone, so I hope he's all right.
Meanwhile,
next chance in the back. Yeah, no, you get brought in. Probably won't actually get fully booked in because of the way you've approached this. You haven't started this off by trying to lie to a police officer and persuade him to let you past when you've got...
if I was going to lie to a police officer, he'd believe everything I tell him.
There was that.
Why was you not driving the damn car?
Because you wouldn't get in the boat with your sister.
Valid point.
So, yes. Yes, you're not actually getting properly booked in, so it will take you a little bit longer to find out who these people are.
Yeah, it's fine. He's going in to make a statement.
So, what are you telling the police? What are you telling the
I'm basically telling them there might be a bit of a little white lie that we went in to investigate because something was amiss, hand on heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we got in there, we found 2 unconscious guards, and I will say where we left them, or where they were found, and we'll just say,
you totally found them there.
I'm not naming other people apart from Top Hat because I don't know where he is.
Right.
And he's the one that was with everyone else. And to be honest, his family could probably buy him out of prison.
Why do you think they're called the embassy?
Well, I don't know that. I will give full descriptions of the people who I don't know where they are, i.e. the ones that he was driving.
Yeah.
And explain, that.
Okay.
I'm not going to mention gunfire or anything because I'm not carrying a gun.
Yeah. You're totally
as far
not carrying a gun.
As far as they can tell, I'm not carrying a gun.
It would take a very particular kind of search to discover that you're carrying a gun. Probably not one that this police station is equipped to perform.
I'm seriously hoping that they
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yes. In all of this, where have the tapes and the video recording of the
they were
security
with
footage
these
ended up?
guys.
With you guys. Okay, just checking.
Yeah, I didn't bring anything like that with me.
No.
I literally just bought just the car, just the people.
Yep, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that I knew where everything was.
Probably with Herman, he's the responsible one.
Herman, our
Some of it was in my
designated
backpack.
responsible adult.
Some of it was in my
Some
backpack.
of it was in your backpack. The tapes ended up in your backpack.
So, okay, yeah, so probably in Lisa's backpack and with Herman.
Yeah. Cool. Right.
Yeah, I'm not mentioning that.
No, fine. I'm just trying to get things straight. Right, what will you have said?
At this moment in time, nothing.
You're an English secret agent on a mission.
That's true, you could just be waiting for your lawyer, which
I've
tradition.
contacted the embassy for an advocate.
You've been trying to stop a known man's side.
Okay, fine. What will everyone else
You really
say?
need that back.
I think I would have reiterated my second story where I rescued these people, and that would be, and then I'd say that's all I'm saying until I have
Okay.
representation there. I'll just say representation.
Yeah, whatever.
That's when Herman arrives in a suit going, I'm his lawyer. Don't say anything.
No, worse. It's where you will like
Bitch, I'm his lawyer. I can let him go.
Let him go, no.
Let him go and things won't get tricksy.
Maria walk in and claim to your life. I'm just imagining that. Oh. She's nothing to do with me. She's nothing.
I did not hire this woman.
While I'm in there, I will ask the police if they mind if I try and call him. Because I'm growing increasingly concerned I've not heard back from him.
You are doing a reasonable job of being a nice, cooperative, concerned citizen. So, yeah, they will tell you that he is with them at the moment. He tried to talk his way past a police officer for some reason. We're trying to figure out why.
I suspect that's because this isn't exactly an easy thing to explain to someone. I didn't really know what to do, so I did the thing that I thought was best and come to yourselves as the police because I can't think what else you would do. But driving, I'm sure you can understand, driving up to a police station with a body, it's not an easy thing.
Right, so...
I can only assume that's the reason. Plus, he's a pom and a bit weird.
A what?
British.
the laughter is out of character, just saying.
If Edward could hear you.
You can't.
No.
You do
To
not
perception.
you do not have that much epic perception.
No, I only have one.
Okay, yeah.
Plus, he's a member of the nobility, which probably, you know what their bloody tabloids are like. Be all over the front page. He's probably worried about scandal or something stupid.
I'm worried about someone who didn't think that talking to a police officer about the 5 kidnap victims in his car was a sensible idea, but we will deal with that.
Well, like I said, he's a pom and weird. But if you talk to the people that were with him, I'm sure they can all testify that they were kidnapped and we rescued them. Some of them who I spoke to had come a long way, like over from the East Coast. It's a hell of a trek from here.
Indeed.
One of them was from... Is it Arizona? The Hispanic lady. One of them was from...
That's the one you drew.
The one that was from far south, yeah.
Was it like New Orleans or something like that?
That was it, something like that.
Louisiana. That's the
Let's
one.
just pick states.
No, it
Pick
was
states
Louisiana.
until-
Don't ever
Anyway.
get excited about
Alright.
being Louisiana.
I will say
Okay,
exactly where they said they were from because
You
eidetic
remember?
memory.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can't remember.
Ricky will say where they were from.
Alaska.
Well, that is how you could find out.
Yeah.
And
I see what you did there.
and honestly, I'm just glad to hear that they're all safe and with yourselves because they've had a bit of a traumatic time.
Right. I'm going to need to ask you to stay in contact until we say otherwise.
Sure. What do you want? My phone number?
I want your phone number, and I'm going to have to ask you not to leave town for a while.
How long?
Depends how long this takes to get sorted out.
All right. I'll do my best.
Let us know if it becomes a problem, but...
I will. I will be in touch if there's any issues. Are they all going to stay in here, or I don't know how this works? Because one of the victims, as I mentioned, was the Pom's sister. So I'm sure they'd probably like to be together if they can.
At the moment, we've got them all... We've transferred them all to the back rooms. They're not in cells at the moment. Apart from you.
You're in a padded cell.
Is it all right? Can I talk to him?
Make a charisma presence roll to see how good an impression you've been making. Probably not going to be too hard.
4, because I've got 2 epics.
Awesome. Should be alright. Wait here, I'll send someone to come and get you once we've...
Alright. Well, I've not got anything on me, but you can search me if you like. I will say being as
around the cell.
as cooperative as Ricky thinks he can possibly come across.
Okay. Cool. Right. So, you'll get a chance to talk to him. You have so far not said very much, except we rescued these people and I'm not saying anything else. Other people have been telling all kinds of interesting stories involving giant spiders and wolves.
They've all been smoking something.
Which has so far probably led the police to conclude that amongst the various things that have happened to these poor people, they were drugged.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Part of the kidnapping process apparently involved hallucinogenic drugs.
Well, I did mention that two people were unconscious, and I probably would have mentioned that they had appeared to have been drugged.
Why would they all have the same hallucination?
Collaborative stories.
It
They've been
does
telling
happen.
each other, and it's all kind of spiraled out of control.
Yeah. It does happen. Especially once you get
An idea.
an idea, if someone says something, then they kind of fill in and react to each other's things, and it ends up. Yeah.
Like a giraffe with a party hat on.
Like a giraffe with a party hat?
Love it.
What?
Love it.
Oh, can you see one?
No.
Ruining my
There is
fun,
one
Colin.
there.
I now want to see a giraffe with a party hat.
I want to see a giraffe with a party hat. Okay. That's... OC, 21st century, go on Google, giraffe with party hat. I'm pretty sure you will be able to find a picture of a giraffe with a party hat.
I know what I'm doing after the show.
Have fun. But, yes. Anyway, rest of you guys, you three.
Yep.
You have some time while Vicky is at the police station handing over a dead body.
So, priority, shower.
Yep.
Second priority,
Change
let's take a
clothes.
look at these. Well, yes. I took them off before going in the shower. Yeah, look at the tips.
Yeah, whatever you're wearing is pretty ruined.
You're telling me it's got a hole in it.
It's... Okay. You two didn't actually end up in the...
No, we didn't.
Whatever you were wearing is pretty much
Yeah.
ruined.
I'll have to get out another turtleneck.
You've just been,
You need a
skewered
cleansing
It's
shower.
fine. I
somewhat.
did my jacket up and no one's noticed.
Yeah.
And I had a shower and I've got changed and no one's noticed and it's fine. And how?
Yeah.
But I'm fine.
Now.
It was
Okay.
all a big kind of rush and no one was really paying attention, right?
Yeah, you know she's injured. If you look at just as you're looking around, generally you have this information filtering to you. If you start asking me for every single NPC you encounter, I will probably have something bad happen to you. But
I know what I'm doing for the rest of the game.
You should have said that.
you
Okay,
can generally
so-
assume that you are aware of
I'm aware of injuries.
injuries and
They
stuff.
have health bars above their heads.
Yeah, something like that.
So we get freshened up and then
get freshened
how
up.
are we... Okay, so how are we going to do this? Are we going to, like, ask the reception people to, like, borrow their TV? Because the room TVs
Yeah,
don't have VCRs.
What
So,
what are they VCR tapes?
No, they were audio
Betamax.
cassettes.
Audio
Both.
cassettes.
You had audio cassettes and whatever the hell video technology the American military was using at that point, which could have been anything.
Betamax.
I'm tempted to say Betamax just because it's the military and getting things
No,
and
I think
jumping
that
the wrong
probably
way.
would have faded out by now, even
Yeah.
by 98. I think that would have been more 80s.
okay, so
Fine.
how are we going to do
Okay,
this?
sure.
Yeah,
So,
so,
VHS and
Do are they the regular audio tapes? Are
they're just regular standard audio tapes.
they? Okay.
Like,
So does anyone have a Walkman with
I
them?
have a Discman because I live in the future.
Let's just go down to the shop and buy a Walkman.
It's the middle of the night. It will be shut.
Well, that means we can sleep and then go to the shop.
Since when
Is
do you
it
sleep
not-
at night?
Was it not kind of dawn when we were leaving the compound, or is it still middle of the night?
You know,
It's really late. I
there's
mean,
probably
I think it
a
might-
like
stereo-
you waited till it was dark before going in, and you've only spent
Guys,
so
guys,
so
guys,
it's still
guys,
middle of
guys,
the night.
guys. There's probably a stereo in our car, right?
Fair
I mean, the
point.
one that's at the police station with the
No,
dead
no, no.
body in it.
No,
Yeah.
our car. Oh.
What do you think I drove to the police station?
No.
We don't have to watch them now. We could always wait. What?
We could-
Patience is a virtue.
We could ask at the reception if they have a VCR player or
Woman.
a tape player. Yeah.
Ghetto blaster.
Let's not do that.
Love
Top
it.
secret experiments.
Yeah, we go down to the reception
Turn it up to 11.
and ask if they have a VHS player or a Walkman we can borrow.
Oh, yeah.
Or hire.
When we came back, was there anyone like out and about, or is everyone tucked up?
There were probably some people out and about. You checked into like CD Motel number 3.
Exactly.
So
So anyone like hanging around outside having a smoke?
probably.
Yeah. This is a really bad plan.
Okay.
It's fine.
Are you going
it's
to
fine.
do it?
Carry on. No,
Okay.
no,
No, we
maybe.
just ask a reception.
Okay.
Do
So
you
first
have-
of all, you're going to ask at reception. They have they can have video. They'll probably have video recorders you can hire, like 2 of them, but for the whole place. I don't know whether it'd be standard.
Probably not standard. I mean, they could probably hire them out at an additional fee,
Yes.
I'd guess.
Yes, that would be my guess.
Put it on our
because,
bill.
Yeah, yes, you can hire out a VHS player.
Walk back over to Herman's room. Here we go. I have a VHS player.
Fantastic.
Do with it as
They
you will.
probably don't have a.
Walkman.
Just
A boombox. Do they have a boombox?
Probably.
It's like a normal radio though back in those days, isn't it?
Yes, there might be a radio.
Actually, to
in
be
there.
fair, no, they probably do have something with a TV, with a
Tape deck.
and then you can just plug your headphones into it. Still just a 3.5mm jack.
Or just turn it up and
They
play it
haven't
out the window.
changed. They haven't changed in quite a long time.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah, we'll hire those, bring them back over to the room, put them on the bed. Here is the
Right.
stuff.
Shall we put the
Cool.
first tape in? Or do you want to wait for the others to get back?
We don't know how long they're going to be, and I'm bored.
Fair enough.
The
you
audio
wanna-
tapes, by looking at the things written on the audio tapes saying, 90 minutes, and the fact there are a dozen of them, that would suggest a day and a half. Well, sorry, 3/4 of a day's worth of.
You can always fast
Audio.
forward the boring bits.
Does anyone want to use the other bud? No? Okay then. That one. Start at the start. Number 1.
Start at the start. Okay, so are you guys watching the video while she's...
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The video you have is a lot of not a great deal happening for the most
So-
part.
We can
fast forwarding-
fast forward it and try and make out through the fuzzy lines going up and down the screen.
Yep.
What's
Where things are moving.
There's a
God,
car.
do you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
The noise you used to make.
Yep.
Having to rewind them.
I had a friend who had a video player that could play things backwards, and it was hilarious. He had a video of I don't know why he had a video of this, but he had a video of car crash, like racing crashes, car
Yeah.
race crashes. Watching those in reverse,
Sounds weird.
it's just cool. Things just kind of fitting themselves back together as they bounce off the crash barriers, and yeah. Anyway.
Just remembering rewinding videos now.
Oh.
With the nostalgic.
No, I was going to say,
yeah.
it's one thing I've enjoyed about this is just all the nostalgia that's been going on.
Just bizarre
Our
nostalgia.
video player didn't have a button, it had a little round thing that you just twisted and it would rewind. That was great.
Yeah, I think
and not being
that's
able to
one point.
pause on a static image, having it
Oh,
bouncing.
flickering, yeah.
Oh, God, the 90s were great.
They really were. These millennials don't have a clue. Do they?
And think about it, from then we've now gone into I can access any video I want from a device no bigger than this.
Yeah.
In 10 years.
Yeah.
It's mental.
There's a bit
All
more.
the videos in the world on
For
a
20
device
years,
smaller
20
than
years.
one
Video.
But you are right. You think about how far
Yeah,
we've
how
jumped.
far we've jumped.
Living in
such
the
a little
future.
time.
Yeah.
We are living in the future.
Yet still no flying
Well,
car.
we're evidently
Fast
not.
forward, see if we see any movement on the.
There will be
tapes.
some movement. There will be some
Right.
stuff.
Looking
you will-
for shady stuff.
Yeah, you're looking for big spiders mainly.
Big spiders, men in
Comings
black,
and goings.
aliens.
You will find a big spider. At about the same time, there were some shady-looking figures halfway up the water tower, and then it sort of looks like some
Oh, we
massive
can watch
fight
the
kicks
fight.
off. Yeah, you can watch the fight.
Can we gain some experience by watching our own mistakes?
No.
Nice try.
But no, you that's the only instance of giant fuck off spider.
Okay.
On the
Do we see
cameras.
any other interesting movement prior to our arrival?
Anyone putting bodies in the water cooler?
So you will. How far back is this likely to go? It's only
90 minutes.
yeah.
But
Well-
they did take all of the security tapes, didn't they? I think they took all of them.
Yeah.
Depends how many they held.
Yeah.
Depends whether it was recorded in long play format or not.
Oh.
Oh,
So
decadent.
yes, you'll probably, if you go back far enough, you'll be able to make out the point where Edward's sister was brought in. So Van turns up. You will see. You only know it's that because you know what you're looking for and you know where she was and something got brought into there. But it doesn't obviously. They were moderately subtle. You know, people wouldn't jump to that's a corpse unless they really wanted to. Well, actually, not a corpse. She was still alive. She is still alive.
You suddenly killed my sister.
No, I have
dead all
not.
along.
She's dead all along. The thing that Maria
She's a
didn't tell you
zombie.
is.
She could project dead people as well.
Well, no, I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Soon I can raise
Yeah,
zombies.
you're all on drugs and none of this actually
I
happened.
don't know if it's next level or the level after, but soon I'll be able to control zombies.
It's next point because it's.
Woohoo! Level I'm mine.
Yep.
The zombie.
Yes. She wouldn't be the first person you've met who's walking around with no pulse.
Well, she didn't tell me that. So
She didn't tell you
I'm
about
just
the other
assuming my
person
sister's
who's walking
still
around
alive.
with no pulse. And she didn't tell you that your sister is walking around with no pulse either. Her sister isn't walking around with no
Everyone's
pulse.
Oh, is it so?
She's actually, you know,
Everyone's
Which is
dead.
why he
The
didn't
world
tell
knows
us.
that.
which is why, which is possibly why she didn't tell you. But anyway,
What's on the other tapes?
bag. Right, your tapes. You may notice I'm a bit tired. couldn't have told at all. Right, yes, other tapes. There are a lot of conversations. They're all just various conversations. There is a
Like a phone tap or like an interview or like someone talking to
Meeting
themselves
notes.
or...
It is more like phone tap slash bugged, slash recording of people talking.
Okay.
Bugged, maybe not.
Something was.
Well, yes. There is one, as you listen to a few different bits, there is one consistent voice, which is a
Person.
probably young woman with a slightly off American accent.
Mm-hmm.
You're not quite sure what, but yeah, American plus what, but mostly American accent. The other voices are, it depends. Yeah, there are various conversations. Some of them longer than others, so it'll take you some time to get through a load of these.
Mm-hmm. Is there any kind of common, like...
Generally,
phrases
people
or
asking her to.
conversational
The general
things?
thing is people trying to get her to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After a little bit of paying attention, you realise, yes, it's people asking her to do dodgy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of it's properly spelled out. You can't figure out exactly what
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they're talking about, but
So
the
it's kind
way
of
they're
veiled and
talking,
implied.
some of it's veiled and implied, some of it's just referring to things that you don't have the context to understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, moving the cargo and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Which is like, yeah, it's not so much that they're being subtle about it. Is just they
They're
don't
just
need to
talking
elaborate.
about things that I haven't got a frame of reference for.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people talking are more nervous about it than others. But yeah, various things. Mostly sort of moving things, disposing of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of possibly getting the impression this is her backup blackmail material.
Yeah. Okay. When you say American-ish,
Yeah.
is she more kind of?
She's from the as yet undiscovered 50 whatever its state
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. It's an American accent
But sounds slightly
mostly, but it doesn't sound like it comes from any part of America you know of. So, yeah,
Okay.
it's that. It's basically that thing.
I'll pick a
She's
few-
mixing.
I'll pick a
She's
few,
mixing
like,
American
Timestamp
accent
hits.
with something else. You're just not quite. It's not quite strong enough for you to identify what it is.
I'll pick a few kind of timestamp hits of things that I think sound
There aren't
particularly
really
suspicious. All right, well, I'll take the tape out at that point,
Okay,
and then
right.
I'll
So you're
try another one. I mean,
Right,
I
okay.
want to stop,
That's
like
what you mean.
rewind and stop on
Draw a
bits
line
that
on
I
the side
think
of the
are
tape where
relevant.
the
Well, no,
reel
because
has
I've
reached
got
it.
like a packet of them, right? So
You've got, like,
there's
a
at
dozen
least
of them.
there's at least 6.
There's a dozen.
Okay, so I can take it out
Yep.
at a point of
Yep.
a conversation,
Yep.
and I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
so you
what
do that
I'll
a few times, and then you will, after a bit of listening, find the point where she's talking to Vostok. First time you encounter that will be on tape 8 of the 12.
Halfway there.
He has a very different. The sort of dynamic between them is different than the others. So all of the other conversations you've been doing with, or most of the other conversations you're doing, I'll say, have been very much her coming across as the one with the power, and other people trying to get her to do things for them. There was one that. There was one that was a little different in that the person talking to her seemed to think that they had some degree. It seemed rather more confident, like they felt they had rather more power, but she wasn't really reacting to it.
But she's definitely differential to.
But when she's talking with Vostok, there's a definitely the dynamics the other way around. Not quite deferential, but a lot more. She's paying a lot more attention. She's giving his words a lot more credence. She's not being as just outright dismissive as she has been to some of the other ones, especially when they suggest things that, for whatever reason you haven't quite figured out her patterns. She doesn't want to do or doesn't think are worth her time or whatever. Basically, it's starting off with him. Pretty much, it's a chunk. The first, a good chunk of the start of it is him, because it is him very forcefully, not quite shouting, but very clearly
ordering.
Basically ordering her to basically laying down some ground rules. The ground rules involve you do not eat the insurance.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, okay, so this accent of hers that's not quite right, is it like slightly Asian-y flavoured? Because I think that I've sat on her.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah,
slightly,
yeah.
Spidery.
Mhm.
slightly spidery, yeah. So yes, he's yeah. You do know one of the actual phrases is that he says to her she is not allowed to eat the insurance.
Mhm.
Keep them out of it. Keep them quiet. But for now, at least, I need them alive.
Mhm.
And essentially, they're sort of laying out the
Rules of engagement.
rules of engagement, the agreement by which she is going to hold on to
Mhm.
these people,
Mm.
as you now know them to be. The phrasing there is a lot more deliberately opaque.
Mhm.
The way they're talking about things, the way he's talking about things is very much kind of
Guys.
he's not going to be saying anything straight.
Guys.
Mm.
Are our rooms in a
Yeah, probably.
or whatever?
Like, I was kind of assuming you were in the same room.
Oh yeah, I know, but like in terms of is anyone next door?
Oh, right.
Because basically, I'll be listening to the start of this, recognise him, and be like, "Hey guys," and then maybe turn it down a bit,
Yeah.
and then just pull the headphone jack.
Okay. Cool. Fine. So yeah, you're getting you're get
Does
this?
this sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Do you know who I think he's talking to?
An American?
Herman?
And I guess the bit
How
about
much have you
insurance.
let me listen to before asking
Yeah.
this?
No, none. You've got no context.
You have
I'm
no-
just like, I found a thing. I'm not going to shoot you
Yeah,
guys.
you haven't
And
actually heard the other voice
Fair
yet.
enough. Who?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
There's a brief moment where she makes some noise of yes, I'm still listening.
And then the bit about do not eat
And then
insurance.
yeah, and then he
So that's our Iraqi friend.
Spider Girl.
I think she was keeping these.
For him. Well, we knew that he had taken them.
No, I mean these.
Well, the tapes for
Yeah.
blackmail purposes.
Well, that works.
Well, basically, what you do is you find some information that.
I know how blackmail works, Maria.
Why did you say you didn't know how it worked?
Well, no, because like she was a,
Fucking hell!
she was a whatever. She's a she, right? And then she was that, and then she was not that. So does she have a like other that as well? Like, because if she's on the phone,
Wondering if she can be entirely
Uh-huh.
human.
well, ish. I mean, she's
Well.
got to get around somehow, and I mean, she could just have caught it as tiny spiders or something. But she can't just walk around how
Would
she was.
make it easy to go shopping.
Yeah, well, she doesn't need to if they're delivering her dinner, takeaway. But yeah, so
Maybe she wants to change from human every now and
what
again.
time is it? Like, are we expecting them back yet?
I completely forgot they'd gone. To be honest, it's been so peaceful.
Hyman.
I kind of assumed that if Ricky was going to the police station, they'd want to ask him quite a few questions.
Okay.
He's basically going and saying he has a dead body in his car.
Yeah.
That's not something you
Walk away
drop
from in
off at
5
a police
minutes.
station and head on home.
That was my plan.
Hey guys, I found this. Thank you very much.
Well, that's why I was like, we should just call it in and leave her on the lakeside or something.
Yeah,
Because they
I
take
didn't.
her in and then try and ID her and then keep her for a bit and then no one knows who she is and then we phone what's her name and then she can sort it and then we know where it was.
Yeah, I didn't fancy being detained for a day or more.
Well, no, that's
I
why we
don't
didn't.
fancy being detained at all.
But also, but how long do we wait for them before we need to try and get them out?
Well, the jail sentence for breaking and entering is about 3 years, so give me about that.
I think we're potentially just going to have to wait, because short of going down to the police station and them wanting us to help them with their inquiries...
Well, no, because the point of us not going is so that if stuff happens, we can, do things.
Well, we'll wait
Also,
here.
right...
In the background, you've got Vostok
Right,
quietly
this is the thing, because if
awaiting this.
if he has people like that, and the others, and if they find out that they've taken them to there, and then they know that they're there, what if they come and get them, and then we're not there, and then no one knows what's going on, and then they don't know that we're there because we're not there, but the others are there, and then they'll be in trouble.
They potentially will.
I love that I haven't followed that.
I didn't.
They potentially will, but better there's a small chance of trouble than definite trouble.
Okay, so it's going to take them a minimum of 12 hours to get there and do the thing, unless one of the cops is on the inside, because if the cops know about it, then they'll call them straight away and be like, hey boss, there's stuff going down and they found your thing. So what we should do is, we found out this, and did you find anything on the tapes? Because I totally wasn't watching the tapes. I need to concentrate.
There was we saw them bringing in one of the people. There's- There.
What, Ed's sister?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
It was hard to make out.
Do we need to know when everyone happened? Because we've got them out now, so that's fine, right?
This is probably...
So what we should do is, we don't know. No, because we can't give the cops the tapes, because the cops will be like, well, where's the giant spider? Or what the fuck is that? Or what are you guys doing? And then we'll all get arrested, and then it will all go wrong.
Yes, the spider is on the tapes along with us.
Okay, so we need to keep that one?
Potentially.
But the one with the kidnapping people and stuff, we could not keep that one because they might need that to prove that people got kidnapped by people. Because if people are kidnapping people, that's fine. It's not fine, it's bad. But it's okay because that's real and stuff. Whereas, us fighting with the giant wolves and the spider lady and the angry thing and the spears and the guns, where did you get the guns from? And then we can't just walk down there and go, oh yeah, this is what happened, but it's fine because, this is all okay and we're the good guys. So you can let us go now, thanks. Bye.
I mean,
yeah,
that sounds
let's
like a
keep
great...
that tape.
There is a loud thump from outside, like a door shutting.
I go and look out the window.
No one, apparently.
There's no one there,
I turn off Vostok. He's not getting on my nerves. So, we're going to wait till tomorrow, and if they're still not back by, lunchtime? Because Edward's going to be starving by then. Ricky doesn't eat that much, although he does eat quite a lot, because, he's only small. And then...
Do we actually know? We still don't know where Edward is, do we?
Well, he was taking the car.
Ricky... yeah, he took the car, but...
He never turned up. He was supposed to be meeting you where that campfire was set up, and then you gave up waiting.
Yeah, but he's probably fine. I mean, it's not like he would have crashed or anything. Although he did make me drive last time. Actually, he didn't make me drive last time. I volunteered to drive last time. But he said I did a really good job of it, so that was cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Can you drive?
Not legally.
Oh.
Shall we try giving Ricky a call, depending on...
Well, yes, but no, because I don't have a phone, and I can't text him because I lost my pager in a bet. But we could do that thing where we call him on a payphone because, A, payphones are totally anonymous and stuff, right? So then they won't be able to chase your phone, because if you call him and then later on they find us, and then there's that thing where they have your phone and you'll have his number already, and they'll have your number because it was in his phone, and then they'll know who we are. So we should call him on a payphone.
Okay. I vote for not calling him on that payphone right outside our hotel, though.
Good shout.
The bar has a payphone.
No! The whole point of not doing it on the one right outside is because it's here. So the bar is also here.
The bar also has drinks.
You can get a drink, Maria.
I'll tell you what.
See you, losers!
Herman, help me.
Let's go and find a payphone sufficiently far away from...
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what? 10 minutes? 20 minutes?
10 minutes will do it.
Okay.
Paranoia has gripped the nation.
I'm just loving all of it.
well done,
You guys
Sam.
are all...
I'm an excitable, paranoid teenager who doesn't want to get caught again. I mean, what? So,
It's very well done.
I'm liking
That's
this.
approved.
Yeah.
So, are we about to... are we going to pack these tapes up and not leave them in the room?
they're in my bag.
I think
Put them in my bag.
fair enough.
And these
Let's take them
ones, I've
with us.
stopped them where like they're saying stuff that I think is like suspicious and fishy and stuff. Although fishy's not really the right word, but spidery doesn't sound right. And then this guy is on tape number 8. So tape number 8 is the one where Vostok's doing stuff. Are we allowed to say his name? Should we not say his name? Should we be like, we should have a code for him or something?
The V-Man.
The one
That's
that
really
shouldn't be
obvious.
named.
Go and get a drink.
The Big V-Meister. Big Daddy V.
Oh God, is he going to end up being called Voldemort?
I hate it.
I'll think about it.
No,
I'll think of
you
something
are
cool.
here to hate it, so they can name one.
Oh, he could be like the Shadow Man. That's cool.
Skeletor.
You're
Dude,
not
how
there.
old are you?
You're not there. You've gone to get...
Oh, I have. Skeletor! Downstairs.
Okay.
Ah, curses, those science have fooled me again!
Are we setting off to find a payphone that
Yes,
isn't
we need to do that. We should do that now.
obviously linked to this hotel?
Wait, no. Who are we calling?
Ricky.
No, we're doing that tomorrow, aren't we?
Oh, okay.
I thought we were going to wait till like morning or maybe lunchtime. Probably morning because I'll get impatient by then.
Okay, we'll give it a little bit of time for him to
Okay,
make
you
it
can be
back
able
to
to
us.
sleep.
I'm gonna
'cause I
go
don't know if
to
I'll be able to
payphone.
sleep.
I've got a great idea.
If I meditate
Maria,
for a
of course
while,
we
I think I'll sleep.
So, what are you doing in the bar?
I'm gonna go and find a payphone.
Yeah, you can find
I'm
a
gonna phone the police station.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put on a really bad British accent.
Really bad British. Don't you speak in a British accent?
I'm calling from the
She
British
can
embassy.
she can put on an accurate British accent if she
Oh,
chose.
yeah, I am half British.
She could totally do a very believable British accent
Being that she can speak, that she's from.
if she wanted to.
My client is currently being held by you, and I need to speak to him. I'm his lawyer. Manipulation. Let's do this.
Who are you asking to speak to?
Ricky. Not Ricky.
Edward.
Edward.
Hold on, do you know that he's there?
Are you just assuming
Hold
you
on.
called the embassy?
Also, Maria
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
know
Oh,
that
yeah,
he's
that's true. I
there.
don't know.
You don't know who's there.
We know Ricky's
You can
there.
assume he's called the embassy. That's absolutely fine.
No, I don't know where he's gone. So I wouldn't.
You know I'm there.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. It's not that funny.
She doesn't care about you.
Yeah. Well, I do. It's just,
It's not as funny.
yeah, you can't phone the police station saying I'm his lawyer. Maybe you've already got a lawyer, and that would be awkward. I don't know.
Maybe I don't need a lawyer.
I'll just go with my original plan. In my head, it's quite funny.
It would probably
Oh,
be
sorry, he doesn't need a lawyer.
just
I just assumed he needed one because of what he did.
So I'll go get a drink.
Herman, do you think we should
Yes.
call him now?
It would be reassuring to find out.
Not if he doesn't pick up. That would make it worse. I'm not going to sleep. Oh my god, I'm going to need like some serious sugar. I'm not going to. Oh.
You need some sugar to help you sleep.
No, for not sleeping. Because like, I'm not going to be able to sleep, and then tomorrow I'll be tired, so I'll need more sugar.
Don't we have a lifetime supply of milk dots?
We do have a lot of milk duds.
What do you think about what's going on? Because like, you're actually the sensible one, right?
So it has been said.
Well, because I mean, Edward's taken a car full of like smelly people to I don't even know where. We don't know where he's gone,
Smelly people.
Yes, we're.
and he didn't even wind the windows down.
He's not returned. There's a chance he's.
Maybe they all suffocated from the stink. And Ricky drove a corpse to the police station to say, "Hey guys, look what I found." Like that's not. No wonder he's not back yet. That's not what you do. You just phone them and tell them you found it, and you phone them from a payphone, right? And then you go, "Yeah, I found a thing, and I'm not here. Bye." And that's that. Yeah. So there's me and there's you, and I don't want to say that we're the sensible ones because, like, I know but you're still here, right? So what do we do?
There's a chance that Edward's ended up at the police station if that would
Or
be.
in a ditch. He might have got off the road. They might have crashed because of the smell. They might have been attacked by the spider lady thing. They might have... Anything could have happened.
These are all possibilities.
I mean, there's a river, right? And there's all the sewers and stuff, and she went in the sea river pond.
Lisa, settle down.
But...
Have an orange juice.
When the chloroform in.
If it would calm you down, let's go and find a phone now and see if we can contact Ricky.
Okay.
Bring the tapes with
Plus, you know, the fresh air will be good and stuff.
you. Yeah.
Yep. That's what my grandma says.
Sorry,
My grandma says I should always go and get some fresh air. I think it's because she wants me out of her kitchen.
Right, so we set off into the night.
Oh,
Meet me on the way back.
I just love Lisa.
Hey, where are you two going?
I love how. I also just really love how this is just not Sam.
Oh, you underestimate her powers. I like Killback.
How long's it been?
Right,
I was going to say, how long
Unless
have I been
anything
at the
happens,
police
it's been roughly
station?
10 minutes.
right. So
10 minutes later.
10 minutes later, yes, phone. That happens.
Okay.
So as you are sitting, waiting to get taken to whoever it is you're going to get a chance to talk to Edward, hopefully, your phone rings. It's a number you don't recognise.
Are there any
It appears to
police
be a
in the room?
landline number. No, you've been left in one of them.
Alright, I assume they're not going to mind me taking a phone call.
No.
G'day.
Oh, hi, Ricky. It's Herman.
Oh, is he there?
Oh, how you doing, mate?
I'm alright. We were just a little concerned for you. You obviously haven't returned.
Oh, I'm fine, don't you worry.
You've still got your phone. That bodes well. It's, you're not locked up in a cell somewhere.
No, I'm not.
What did he say?
But don't worry, I'm dealing with it. Just try and keep the others out of trouble.
Okay. when you say
I've
you're
held
not
up
in a
7
cell,
shots.
have you found Edward?
Yeah, but he's being a weird stiff palm, and apparently the cops don't like
Okay.
that. So,
Well, that's reassuring at least. He's.
but don't worry.
he's-
Don't worry.
Oh, he's
I
not
say
dead.
really loudly, he's not in a ditch then.
Oh, good.
No, he's not. He's not in a ditch. They're going to let me talk to him.
Oh, fantastic.
But don't worry. I've explained everything to them. That Edo and I found him, and yeah. So now the police know the truth. They're going to deal with it. But
Okay, I assume there'd be no benefit to us coming down to the station.
no, I think they would just get crowded in here.
Ricky!
It's not a massive station, so
Ricky!
just
I hold the handset over.
Ricky, try and make sure that none of the cops are on the bad guy's side. Because if they tell them, then they'll just call, the Shadow Man. That sounds crap now, doesn't it? Alright, we need to think of a new name for him. But yeah,
Danny
he's totally
B.
in on it, and he was talking to her, and like, she was eating people, the cargo.
the
and-
cops are coming. Click.
Cops totally aren't coming. You just know that.
Okay, well, he's fine, I'm going to bed now.
Our money must have run out.
Shadow Man's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Man.
I also have no idea what the hell she was referring to.
Shadow Man.
The Shadow
So yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and wait patiently.
Man. Okay, yes, you wait. After a while, you do get brought.
Shall
down
we
into-
head back and get
Basically,
some
they're going to bring you.
sleep,
They're going to show you into an interview room. They brought you out.
Yeah,
to an
but we'll go
interview
around the
room,
block.
so someone wants
Okay.
to you. Right.
So there's gonna be Ed sat there waiting for a British diplomat, and instead an Aussie turns up.
Yep, pretty much. They haven't really told you very much because they don't like you for some reason.
Wouldn't happen in England like this.
Dusty colonials.
Yes.
Yes, right. But yeah, then Ricky walks in.
What are you doing here?
Hello, don't worry. I explained everything. I explained that we were passing, and that we went in to look what was going on because the guards were unconscious, and that we found these people, and we got them out. So you don't need to worry. They're fine with it.
the fact that I'm still in a cell, or I have been in a cell and I've been brought into this interview room,
Well,
I'm looking for recording equipment.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is some in there.
Probably.
Big mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
There is a big mirror on
Yeah,
the wall
well,
because
from what I hear, you dealt with it kind of badly.
I didn't trust him.
All right. I did explain that things are a bit different where you come from,
Well,
and I explained that you're probably just a bit hesitant because it's quite difficult to explain. But I brought I brought the other lady with me, so they know all of them. And we were, to be honest, also a bit worried that you'd gone missing because you weren't answering your phone. But now I know why.
they took my phone and my passport.
But yeah, don't worry. I've told them that we were passing by. We thought we'd check it out as it looked bad, and we got everyone out. We rescued them, and they've also corroborated our statements. So you don't need to panic
I'm not panicked.
or worry, whatever you want to say.
No, I'm none of the above.
So
I'm perturbed.
I've given them a statement to confirm exactly what I've just said.
Okay. He turned up too quickly. I didn't like it. I thought he was working with them.
Well, why did they turn up? Did they say?
They said they heard gunfire.
Oh, well, there were some pretty loud bangs, so I'm not surprised.
I know, but that response time was very quick.
Ricky in his head is trying to calculate how long it would have taken.
you did spend a while.
Yeah, that's what
searching
I was
the place,
thinking.
Getting all the people.
We were probably there
out,
for a good half an hour before they turned up.
them, getting etc. etc.
Ed was just a little bit paranoid at this moment in time, so hence why he just automatically assumed because someone turned up at the gate as they were
But
leaving.
yeah, don't worry, these cops are good blokes.
Where's your sister?
I've explained everything. I don't know if they're going to want to hold you in overnight, but
That's okay. I've
I can
contacted
go.
the embassy.
I think they should. I think they'll probably release. I mean, I'm sure the others have, confirmed what I'm telling them is the truth. But yeah, I explained that the army guys were drugged.
And they believed you.
Well, why wouldn't they? It's the truth.
You
Also,
find a couple of drugged army guys.
if I was turning up to lie, why would I drive a corpse up to a police station? It'd be pretty damn stupid.
Yeah, maybe.
The fact I'm telling the truth, I think, is the best defence here.
Your approximation of the truth, they may not believe you. In fact, you may not be let out of this room now you're in here.
Oh, I'm sure they would. They seem like nice fellas.
Who now have a dead body on their hands to investigate.
They do, because I brought it to them.
And the easiest way to cover up something is to act like you're the right person. I'm just paranoid. Apologies.
Well, I didn't kill her. You were there, you dumbass.
No,
Was I? Maybe I'm an illusion.
I'm not here to trick you, Edo. I know you're going to be a bit worried about the tabloids back home, but...
Use your eye on him. Make sure it's him and not an imposter.
You could if you wanted to.
I think the cameras might spot that.
But yeah, I know you're worried about the tabloids. Don't panic. Like I said, the cops are good fellas.
I raised an eyebrow and I realised what you're trying to do now. Yes, that's what
As
it
he
is.
slowly clocks on.
Ed was not used to these kind of situations. Yes, that's precisely what I was worried about. My relation to the royal family. We couldn't have this in the local papers. It would be devastating for my family.
Exactly. So I think they understand that now. I did explain that things are a bit different where you come from to here. So I think they're going to be all right.
Okay.
So just take it easy, and I'll have a word with him and see when we can get you out.
Excellent.
All right. And I'll just kind of...
Thank you very much, Ricky.
Is there like a window, one-way window thing that I can kind of indicate, or a camera that I can wave at to say that I'm ready to come out? Yeah. All right, I'll give the signal.
But yes, I can get you. And yes, yeah, he is let out.
Still looking suspicious.
You don't hear a muffled gunshot as they're walking him away.
Oh, safety door.
Followed by...
Followed by what was that you asked?
Right, okay. So Yeah, once the door shuts, I'll just turn around to the cop and go, so, when can he leave?
That's not for me to say. I don't know.
Alright, you think he'll be in here overnight?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm pretty shattered, to be honest with you. Do you mind if I...
Where are you staying?
I will name the
I
motel.
want to know where you're staying.
It's called the Hotel California.
I will name where I'm staying.
Yeah.
Who's now the Hotel California?
Motel California.
Hotel California.
Yes, legal disputes with the Eagles pending.
That's why I said hotel. It's different.
No,
No,
it's
the
the
Hotel
song
California.
Motel California. That's why they're
But we're in a motel, so...
they
Motel
called it
California.
Motel California and
Welcome to the Motel California.
yeah, that's
And-
Not a lovely place.
Any- yeah, fine. Okay. Yes, you can go.
Do you need me to leave the car, or...?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes. They'll want you to leave the car and
Yeah, it's fine. Alright, no worries. I'm assuming it's not far from the motel.
it's not too
Alright, I will walk back to the motel.
awesome.
And I'm just going to go straight to bed, because Ricky is probably, at least, relatively tired.
Pretending to be tired.
Yeah, exactly.
What if we
I
call
will-
him the vampire?
I will call Herman on the way back,
Because
Okay.
he takes people in the night,
just in
right?
case Herman's still awake.
And he's like doing stuff. And no
Herman is
one's...
probably
My
still awake
phone rings
when-
partway through this conversation.
Oh man!
Yep.
I tried to hide my look of relief.
I wouldn't notice.
Hello?
Alright, Herman, I'm on my way back.
Oh, great news.
I don't know if you want to meet me, and I will say something that I would have seen on the, near the motel, but not actually inside a building.
Yeah, sure. We can come out and meet you. Shall I bring Lisa?
She might be a bit loud.
Okay. So, Lisa, I've just got to go and meet Ricky.
Oh, I can come.
He's asked that I go along.
That's weird. Are you sure it's him?
Let's hope so.
Okay, well,
Legitimate question.
what if I follow you at a distance and hide, and then I can keep an eye, and then if you get into trouble, I can come in and help.
That would be great.
Cool, I'm on it, and I'll just duck
Quite-
behind something.
Make sure you keep a proper distance, though.
Make me a wits and stealth roll. Make me a perception awareness roll. See if you spot with it.
Oh, that's not bad. 4.
Go on.
4.
2, pile of crap. 3.
She's not doing a bad job of hiding.
It probably helps I can see in the dark.
It does help that you can see in the dark, and she's assuming that people she's tailing can't.
Cheating.
So yeah, you two can probably both see her because you can both see in the dark.
Oh man! I don't know that,
It's
so
all
it's
right,
fine. I'm like, yeah.
Funnily enough,
The two people you don't care about seeing you can see you.
funnily enough, no one has yet found out that the son of the god of the sun and light and all that has the shadow purview.
I'll just look over to where Lisa is hiding and then look at Herman without saying anything.
Hang on.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to make sure that no one would be around. Yeah, Edo's he's in the slammer. I think they're going to let him out. I explained, and then I will relay what I told the police.
I'm gonna try and listen.
Okay.
And I'm doing it softly because shouting loudly in the middle of a motel is a really bad
you weren't
idea.
in a motel. You were.
Wasn't she when she was shouting about Vostok?
There was that. Yes, they were having quite loud conversations in the middle of the motel.
Yeah. It's quite good.
There's something about police station and him and something and things and
It's fine, I'm
royal families.
I'm totally a spy right now.
Yeah, so
Cool.
I'm basically relaying to Herman exactly what I told the police.
Okay.
So basically, if they've somehow managed to talk to him, he's got the exact story. And I would say that I think they're probably gonna let him out in the morning. I'd guess.
Good.
They said they're holding him overnight, so
They want to let me out.
he's apparently he's called the embassy. I know. Not quite the attention we were hoping for,
Yeah.
but
Official oversight, just what we need.
but yeah, I mean, they've got the body, and they seem to. Well, they obviously seem to accept what I told them because, I'm here and not under arrest.
Yeah. It's,
You
I
notice
guess
behind you a police car.
Being stalked by a police car. No, it's empty. No one in it. Just a police car stalking you. in this setting, could happen. No, you do not notice a police car stalking you. It's subtler than that.
back to the motel.
I think the
and
best
wait
thing
for
now
Edward
is
to come join us.
Yeah, exactly. Get some kit. I can always walk down the station in the morning, see what's going on.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's probably
Because
worth updating you on what we found on the tapes.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
we.
I'm gonna move position.
Okay. 4 successes.
She's moving.
No, she's you do.
We don't see Lisa moving. We just see a bin moving.
Cardboard box with eyes cut out. Not that bad.
No, she's actually. You probably will just about. You will probably lose her with that. Actually, just. It's equals, but it's on the cusp. So yeah. So you notice she starts to move, and then you lose track.
I'll just kind of glance over when she starts moving, just kind of shake my head.
So yeah, we watched the videotapes. They're we can see them bringing the people in.
So you get to where you're moving to try and move your position, so you can. I don't even know why Lisa's decided she needed to move, but anyway.
Well, yeah, to make sure that no one else was around here. Because I've got to keep an eye on Herman to make sure that I think it's Ricky, but it does look kind of like Ricky, so I'm fairly confident it's probably Ricky.
Also, you're pretty sure he saw you. Kind of looks straight at you. And...
But, yeah. But he might be
Okay.
being followed.
You're checking that Ricky's not being followed by some unmanned police car. Or something. I don't know. I don't know why the unmanned police car is coming.
That's now going to be a thing.
It's now just got to be a thing that somewhere.
It's a police car driven by a bear.
So
The bear from the first episode.
Their secret weapon.
The bear from the first episode.
You don't remember the bear?
There were bears.
There was bears.
Possibly a conversation about bears. I don't remember that actually being a bear.
There wasn't ever about actual bear. We always just said there was a bear.
Okay. Right, sure.
So this
Yeah,
police
so
car rocks up with a bear in it.
Anywho, I will listen. I will listen as
They
Herman.
don't see the police car being driven by the bear.
I will listen to Herman fill me in
Stealth
as to
bear.
what's going on.
Yeah, I explained the whole the blackmail thing. That the man who shall not be named is on the tapes.
What? You said something about the Shadow Lord. I will again. Sorry, say softly,
Our
and then
our show host.
Gotcha.
Lame!
Says the wind.
Well, we know where she is. Where's Maria?
Oh.
At the bar. We can collect
Should
her
it-
on the way back.
Should have known, really.
So yeah, you get to where you were going round to listen to these people, and someone's left this bronze Minotaur statuette in the middle of the... Yay big. There.
Kick it.
It's like where you go to hide. It's kind of behind where you thought you'd go to hide. Apparently made of metal. That's a fairly good impression of a thing that's made of metal.
Very fairly good.
Good enough for Lisa. It appears to be a bronze Minotaur statuette.
Kick it again.
No, I'm being quiet. That would make loads of noise.
Like in the street somewhere for some reason.
Are they still talking?
Yeah, they're still talking.
Is it looking at them, or is it looking at me?
It's kind of facing towards them, but there's things in between it and them. And
How heavy is it?
20 kg.
I'm going to take my jacket off, put my jacket over it, and I will do a... It's a ball!
Tomo. Yeah.
Put my jacket over it.
And rustling in the bushes.
And she goes,
And then I'll pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pick it up.
Are they still talking? I'm
Yeah,
bored
they're still
now.
talking.
I'm gonna go back to the motel.
You're bored.
Yeah, they're
At least you got
obviously
bored.
fine. Yeah, I'm bored now.
Bored now, leaving.
Right.
Yep.
Should we go fetch Maria and
Yeah.
get some kick?
problem like Maria.
With a bottle.
No, that causes the problem.
Alright, we will go to the bar.
Good.
How many of you down?
A lot.
Bars?
There's been a lot of drinking. Oh, you've not been arrested then?
No, why would I be?
I don't know, dead bodies, car, America.
Maria says far it's quite a bit louder than she thinks she's saying.
Well, you know, when you're honest to them, the police here are lovely. Right, I think we should get some kit. We're going to need to pick up Top Hat in the morning.
Cool. Okay. And I will settle my town. And
Yeah.
then walk out.
Okay.
Only mildly stumbling.
Excellent.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't you have epic stamina, but you don't have anything to resist getting drunk with.
Nope.
Cool. So yeah, given the amount you've drunk, you're still.
Right, so yeah.
I leave the bar and take a quick look around, see if I can spot Lisa.
Oh, Lisa's probably back in her room. By then.
No, we
Are
probably
you,
saw Lisa just get up and walk
Well,
on.
if they were
To be fair.
coming, like, right after
Yeah.
me.
They're relatively soon after you, but they didn't have a lot talking. But yeah, you'll probably have seen Lisa heading back towards the
Okay.
Yeah.
With a suspicious bundle.
with some carrying something.
Inconspicuously. Nope, totally, yep.
She's
Definitely.
carrying something.
I'm surprised you picked it up after the last time something happened with the statue.
What is that?
Yeah,
It's
shower
fine,
in bed.
I have a plan.
You have a plan. Okay.
Plan.
What's your plan?
Well, exactly. The guy likes statues, and he's the son of the flavy-haired dude, and that's a Greek thing. I'm pretty sure that these are Greek things, so maybe he'd like it. And that's a, here, sorry we blew up your house. Have a present.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I
I'm
found
sure
in the street and totally can't be anything dodgy at all.
Yeah,
I'm sure he'd be more than happy
Actually,
to receive
maybe
random
I'll-
statues from us.
yeah. I want to put it in the car, because I don't want it in my room, because that's weird. I want
Which
to put it in the car. Our car.
Which, you mean
The
the
car
one at
that's
the
in
police station?
with a body in it.
Yeah, we had 2 cars last time, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, technically, Edward's car is around somewhere, but you don't necessarily know which one that
It's
is.
fine. I'll go back upstairs and I will
He's
find
back.
Herman and I will show Herman what I found. Because he's a sensible one and he knows what to do.
Piss
It's
off,
a
sleep.
statuette of a Minotaur
Interesting.
that was apparently. Yeah.
I'm going
It was
to.
like in the street watching you guys.
Okay, I'm
I thought it might be
going to
important.
examine it and see if it's solid or if there's
A bomb
suspicious
inside.
about it.
Suspicious ticking.
I mean, he's kind of cute. Like, he's got a bit of a funny nose, but, you know. I like his hair.
You talking about the mic or me?
Okay. Make a... What are you even doing?
Make a what are you doing roll.
I don't know, what are you trying to look for? How are you investigating?
Well, first of all, I'm going to rotate it around in my hands and see if there's any obvious imperfections that would make it obviously not a solid casting.
It looks like a solid metal.
Then I'm going to
I mean, I don't think it's
take
been
my
there very
take
long.
my cane and give it a tap and see if it's obviously hollow.
I don't think it's been there very long because it doesn't smell like pee. Come on, it's basically like a tiny fire hydrant, right? Dogs are a thing.
Does it smell of pee?
It does not smell of pee.
See?
Lisa hasn't got to it yet.
Oh, I'm not quite sure what you're... Wait,
Just
I don't
goes
know
around
what that
peeing in
means.
bushes.
I don't know what that means and you're not there, shut up.
yeah,
Unless you
so
wanna be, are you?
No, I'm in the shower.
It
So it
seems
looks
solid.
solid, feels solid.
Solid cast bonds.
Use my unfortunately I don't have science. I don't know the atomic weight of.
You don't know how dense, how heavy a piece of metal this big.
Otherwise I'd be putting it in the bath and testing the displacement against the.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that, but I'm like, Edward can think of this later.
Running out the motel shouting Eureka.
I could have done that.
Can I try either an academics or an art thing to try and work out, like, if I think it's old
Or a
if it's-
total red herring.
Yeah, or... What? It's a Minotaur. Hi, Joe. How's it going, Joe? I couldn't leave it there.
You can make an intelligence and art roll.
Yeah, I totally can't.
You can.
I friggin' well did. 4.
4 successes. Okay,
It's
this
a Minotaur statue.
is a statue of
It's made of
Minotaur.
brass.
It's made of brass. Its style is reasonably old, but it looks reasonably clean. So it doesn't look like ancient.
It should have been abandoned in the street.
It doesn't look like it should have been abandoned in the street. no.
Exactly, which is why I brought him in. He's obviously lonely. Poor little guy. Cool. Okay. Well, if
you
you
doing
think he's
anything
fine.
else with this?
No, I can't see anything odd with this thing. You're welcome to keep it if you want. Maybe we should keep it in a room separate from the tape.
Okay. Well, the tapes are in my room, so you can keep it here.
Thanks.
Just in case it's a bomb.
Herman promptly locks it in the bathroom.
Good night.
Do we have a safe in our rooms?
No.
It's a really
It's
bad
a cheap
motel.
motel.
There's an icebox down in the corner. Stick it in there.
The best you might have is like an unstocked minibar. Or a half-stocked minibar.
Oh well, we know that fridges are like everything proof, right?
I think Indiana Jones taught us that.
yeah.
But yeah, he hasn't.
True.
We've only had good films so far.
Okay. Night, Herman. Sleep well.
What are you doing with this statue?
I'll
leave?
put it on. There's a desk in
Yeah,
the room,
yeah.
isn't there? I'll sit it on the
Sure,
desk,
that'll be
facing
fine.
away from me, and
So looking into
Slowly-
the mirror.
Slowly starts turning round.
Dun, dun, dun.
and I'll go to bed.
Okay.
Or at least try.
Yes, okay, so we play game.
See, I was half expecting to just find a cat, like, under a car and be like, oh, kitty, and just play with the cat, because that was what I was going to say I was doing. If you hadn't, like, randomly said, there's a thing, that's what I was going to get distracted by a cat and walk off. So, it's a Minotaur cat now.
It's a Minotaur cat.
Yeah.
Awesome. The Minotaur is a cat.
Cool, so I leave it in Herman's room, and I go back to my room, and I go to bed.
Yeah, okay, and I think we'll leave it there.
Dream of weird spidery things.
Right. Hang on a bit.
Yep.
And seems like a good place to stop it with people going to bed, and you found a Minotaur statue.
Came in like a man.
Tune in next week to find out what the Minotaur statue actually
Boom!
is.
And Herman.
Tune in next week to find out if Herman wakes up.
Oh man, Lisa would feel so bad.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you guys, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, not next week. 'cause
2
we can't-
weeks.
2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next session.
Next session.
Next episode.
Simply called Boom.
I'm now just thinking about whether I need to do anything with a riderless police car or a police car driven by bear.
Yes.
Stealth
Yes,
bear.
you do. I can answer that question.
Stealth bear.
What kind of show would this be if we didn't try to do something like that?
One that I actually want to get towards the plot.
What's a plot?
It's fine. We're gonna get him back, and then he can tell us what happened, and we know what happens, and then we'll go and do something. We'll find out next time.
With a bear.
No spoilers.
Exude, pursued by bear.
Bye.
Bye bye.